Hey everyone, I'm Liz with Premier Yarns, and I want to say thank you to all of you for joining me today, and thank you to Michaels for hosting this class. Today we're going to do a really fun crochet project. So this is our fuzzy little bunny. I have 3 little samples for you. We're going to make one, and I'm going to go through the whole thing. This is a really quick and fun project for, for spring, for Easter, whatever you like. And it's quick to make. So, and it's easy. You only need to know how to do the single crochet, the magic ring. I'm going to show you how to put the little embroidery eyes and nose on, and then a little bit of shaping, like so decreasing for the neck and decreasing for the ears and increasing a little bit from the bottom up. Okay, so the whole thing's worked from here, just kind of in one piece all the way up. And the pattern should be linked in the chat. So if you guys have any questions as I move along, just put those in the chat. If I don't see it, Chanel will kind of stop me and let me know that there's a question. I can show you my materials from here because they're kind of big. So I have the Sweet Snuggles Lite, and you can use any colors that you want. The colors that I used for these guys are listed in the pattern, but there's a ton of colors to choose from, really like cute springy pastel colors. So 1 ball each for the bunnies. You could probably make a couple bunnies out of 1 ball. I'm going to use a little bit of some Craft Smart Value or any worsted weight black yarn or whatever color you want for the eyes and the nose. We only need a tiny bit of that. So any scrap yarn that you have will work. I would use a smooth worsted weight acrylic for that. And we have, of course, our polyester stuffing, just to stuff those little guys. I'm using a 6.5 millimeter hook. Yeah, and some scissors. Oh, a stitch marker. Don't forget to use your stitch marker. We always need those when we work in the round. Let me see if I can see my chat here. There we go. Okay. And as you're moving along, you guys can say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. If you want to switch cameras, Chanel, I can kind of look over the pattern. Okay, good. Here we go. We should have a good view, and everybody should be able to hear me. Okay, later recording. Okay, all right, great. So we can go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm gonna start from here. Make sure you read the whole pattern whenever you're doing a crochet project. Of course, read through the whole thing before you get started. So we just got your materials, a couple notes, and these are the stitch guide here to tell you how to do a couple things that you may not know how to do, but I'm going to show you those, of course, in this class. We're going to start with the body, the very bottom of this guide, and we're going to start with a magic ring. So this is usually the hardest part for anybody if you haven't done a magic ring. I'm going to show you how to do that nice and slowly. But anytime you're doing like these kind of toys or amigurumi projects, you will very, very often start with a magic ring because it makes a nice tight closure. So you really need to know how to do that if you enjoy doing amigurumi toys. Okay. So I'm going to start with my fuzzy yarn, and this can be a little difficult too with the textured yarn. This yarn has like a thread in the center of it, and as you can see, if you kind of pull, the fuzz will just sort of come right off. So you just have to be careful. It's a little bit more sort of finicky than just if you're using worsted weight yarn. So I usually recommend to people that if they're just starting out crocheting, start with a light colored worsted weight smooth acrylic yarn, just to kind of get your practice in before you start working with the textured stuff, because the textured stuff can be a little bit more tricky to work with. So I'm going to show you the magic ring with this texture because that's what we're doing the project with. So I'm just going to place the tail end of my yarn, my working yarn, over my palm. And then I just sort of let the piece that's connected to the ball is going to go over the top of my hand, right? And then I'm going to sort of just hold on to this with these 2 fingers, and then wrap this piece around and cross it over. So I make kind of like an X right there with my middle finger and index finger. And then I just rotate my wrist like that so I can grab that with my pinky and just so I can secure it. So let's do that quickly. So place it over the tail end, wrap around those two fingers, cross it over like an X, and grab it. And now once you have the position right, it's pretty easy. You're just going to take your hook and go underneath the first strand and then hook the second strand and pull that second strand through and then up. So we kind of have a loop on our hook, but not a chain. So what we need to do is make a chain. And at this point, I need to release this ring so I can, grip my yarn how I hold it. And then I just make a chain one, which is yarn over, pull through. Okay, so now I have a magic ring and a chain one. So I'm kind of set up to start the first round. Let's do that one more time quickly, and then we'll move on to round one. Place it over, make a cross, go under, hook that yarn, pull it through. And then once you have that loop on your hook, hold your yarn how you would normally hold it and chain one. Okay, now everything that we work for this round is going to be worked directly into the center of the ring. And then once we finish that round, I can pull on this tail and that ring will tighten and close, okay? Everybody with me? Yay, okay. I'm going to try to check the messages, but Chanel will interrupt me if needed. Okay, so now according to my pattern, I've made my magic ring and it says into the ring, you're going to work 6 single crochet and then place a marker on the last, well, you can put it on the first stitch or the last stitch. It doesn't matter as long as you marked one or the other so you know when your rounds begin, because when we work in continuous rounds like this, you won't know where the beginning and the end is anymore, so you need to mark it, okay? So this tail is right here, that's fine, you can just work right over it. So let's do 6 single crochets right into this ring. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, hook that yarn, pull through, and now I have 2 loops on my hook. So I just yarn over again and pull through 2. That's my first single crochet. And then insert directly into the ring. It's kind of loose now, but we'll tighten it up. And single crochet, that's 2. So insert, yarn over, pull the yarn through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert, yarn over, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. This is just a single crochet. Most amigurumis worked in all single crochets, well, like the body parts. So now I'm going to count my stitches. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 1 more because I need 6. And 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I can see that these stitches, I can see my stitches because I have, so like right here, it looks like a V. Here's a V and a V and a V and a V and a V. It's a little bit tough to see, like I said, with the textured yarn. But if you see them in like a worsted weight yarn to get started, it's going to be much easier for you to sort of be able to pick out your stitches. But it can be tricky to count when you're using this textured yarn until you get used to it. Okay, now at this point, I can take this tail and I can just pull it nice and snug like that. And there you can see that we have sort of, I haven't really closed it, but we have 6 single crochets and we have like that ring is completely closed. So it's a nice solid piece. There's no holes in it. So this will not take me long to do quick. One more time for those of you who got a little lost. But if I do one more time and you're still lost, just watch the replay. You can slow it down and all that stuff. So magic ring first. Over the 2 fingers, make a little cross. Once you have it set up, go put your hook under the first strand, over the second strand. Pull the second strand through, so it's going below that first strand. When you have that loop on your hook, you're going to let go of that ring, but keep it in place. And then I'm picking up my yarn the way I would normally hold it, and I'm making a chain 1. Yarn over, pull through the loop on the hook. That's a chain 1. Okay. Into the center of this ring, I'm working 6 single crochets. Into the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. 1. Into the center, yarn over, pull up a loop. 2. Into the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That's 3. So that's a single crochet. Once you have those 2 loops on the hook, you yarn over again and pull through the 2 loops. Now I'm just going to count again because I kind of stopped counting. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 single crochets. And this can be tricky too. Sometimes this yarn wants to sort of snag onto itself. And when you go to tighten that loop, it's like, it doesn't want to do it. So just firmly pull it through, but be gentle because you could break it. And if you did, it's not the end of the world. Just start over, make a new one. You've only made 6 stitches, right? No big deal. Okay, so now what I like to do is put my marker on the last stitch of the row or the round. That's just the way I like to do it. You could put it on the first stitch if you want. To me, that chain gets in the way, so I like to just put it on the last stitch. And that way I know when I get back around to this stitch, that's the last stitch of my round. So I'm just going to put that marker underneath the 2 loops. And that tells me that's the last stitch of my round. Okay, so now moving on. Round 2, it says 2 single crochet in each single crochet around. So now we have to increase, because if I don't increase, this circle will just kind of go up like a tube, right? We have to make it a flat circle. So in order to sort of go around, you need to increase that, the area, or the, I guess you could call it the area around the circle. So first I'm going to work 2 single crochets into this first stitch. Before we worked into a ring, now we're going to work into a stitch. And when you work into a stitch, you're going to go under both loops of the stitch, the front loop and the back loop. Always go under both loops unless the pattern tells you otherwise. So I'm going to stick my hook, or insert my hook under those 2 loops, the first one and the second one. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull through. And now that I have 2 loops on my hook, just like before, I'll yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And now that's the first single crochet. Now into the same stitch, because we're increasing here, we're going to put 1 more single crochet. So I'm just going to go right where my hook was under that stitch, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And now here's my next stitch. Now I want to put 2 in this stitch as well. So I insert my hook under both loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And again in the same spot. So this is increasing. We're working 2 stitches into 1 stitch, which obviously is going to yield 12 single crochets at the end. Here's the next stitch. And that's 1. And into the same place, 2. And here's the next one, 1 and 2. Now here's my marker, so I know I have my last stitch and then 1 more stitch before the last one. So under the 2 loops, 1 and 2. And my last single crochet, 1 and 2. Okay, now I've increased all the way around the circle, and you want to count your stitches to make sure you have the right amount, because if you don't, it's just not going to work, right? So I can see that this is the last stitch I made. What I can do is count backwards, or I can count from the first stitch. But either way, I'm going to replace this marker on the last stitch of this round, and I'm going to do that every round. So Here's the last stitch. Here's the first stitch of the round we just did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you know you did it right if you have 12 single crochet and the pattern tells me I should have 12 single crochet. Right. You guys with me? Yes. Okay. On to the third round, and we want to increase again, but we're just going to kind of stagger those increases a little bit. So instead of doing an increase in every stitch, we're going to do an increase in every other stitch. So it says single crochet and next single crochet, 2 single crochet and next single crochet. So just a stitch and then an increase, and then we're going to repeat that around. So here's my next single crochet. So I'm just going to put 1 single crochet in there. And then in the next one, you want to increase. So just like we did on the previous round, 1, 2 single crochets in there. And then in the next one, which is right there, 1 single crochet. But see what I mean about how it can be really tricky to see those stitches? And then the next one, 1, 2 single crochets. And 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. So you're just doing the same thing all the way around. 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Here's my next stitch. 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Now I can see that I have 2 stitches left on this round because I've marked it, right? So 1 single crochet in your next stitch, and then on your very last stitch, we can remove that, you have 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. And don't forget to just put your marker back there on the very last stitch you made to mark your round. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more rounds like this. So I'm going to probably speed it up slightly, but we're doing the same thing. We're just working increases and kind of staggering them, so that way your circle stays nice and flat and it doesn't start to go up like that, right? But the actual stitches and the marking and all that is basically the same. So at the end of round 3, you should have 18 single crochets. You can count if you're not confident. And then on to round 4, we're going to do single crochet in the next 2 single crochet and then my increase. And then repeat that around. So see how we're staggering them. And on the next round, we're going to do single crochet in the next 3 and then your increase. Okay. Sometimes the pattern will say 2 single crochet in the next single crochet. Sometimes it'll just say increase. I like to spell it out exactly what I'm doing because increase might be a little like ambiguous. Okay, so where are we? 2, right? So let's go single crochet, single crochet, single, single, and then your increase, which in this pattern, of course, and in most, is 2 single crochets in the next single crochet. And then single crochet, single crochet, and then increase. So 2 in the same single crochet is my increase. Single crochet, single crochet, and increase. Single crochet, single crochet, and then increase. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Single crochet, single crochet, and increase. And now I know I'm on the right track because I have 3 stitches left here, and I know I'm going to do single crochet, increase. So if you're ending on an increase, you know you're kind of on the right track, but you can always count And I encourage you to always count just to be on the safe side. So 2 single crochets in that last stitch. And of course, I'm putting my marker back to make sure I've marked my last stitch of the round. Okay, here we go. So we have a nice flat circle. It might kind of like cone up on you in the middle a little bit, and I think that's just because this yarn has so much texture on it, it sort of does that. But you can just flatten it down, and then once we put the stuffing in there and everything, it'll be flat. Okay, last round of increases before we start working even, and then I'll show you how to do that, okay? So on my very last round of increases, we're gonna go single crochet in the next 3 and then do an increase. So we're on round 5. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and then your increase. 1 and 2. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and then your increase, 2 in the same stitch. Single, 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 2 in the next stitch. Single, 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 and then 2 in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Single, single, single. I know I'm going fast, but I want to be able to show you every section of this pattern. Single, 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 and then on the last stitch, I do my increase. And this increase section is really kind of just, you're doing the same thing over and over. You're just doing your increases at different intervals. Okay, and then I'm going to mark my last single crochet. Okay, guys, so now if I check out my pattern, I can see at the end of round 5, I should have 30 single crochets. So if I count around here, I should have 30 stitches. And now it says round 6 through 13, we're going to single crochet in each single crochet around. So at this point, we're not going to do any more increasing because we want our piece to start to make its way up like this. So it's like a 3D, right? We don't want it, we want it to be like a little, whatever you would call this, like a basket almost. We don't want it, if we continue increasing it the way we're doing it, we would just keep making a big long flat circle, but we want the circle to start coming up to form the body of the bunny, okay? So now for the next few rounds, I'm not going to do all of them, but it's the same thing from round 6 through 13, and I'll show you what that is, which is just single crochet in each single crochet around. And at this point, I can continue to count because I'm not doing any increases. So I'm going to count just to make sure I'm on the right track, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just making 1 single crochet in each single crochet. That's all I'm doing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, and I'm in my last marked stitch and I counted to 30. So I know I'm on the right track because I have my stitch marked and I counted to 30 and my pattern tells me that I need to have 30. So that was round 6. We're going to continue to do that until round 13. Okay, so now let me just show you this, because if this is your first time doing this, this is kind of what happens. You see how it's sort of curling up right like this? But it's curling up towards me. And what will happen if I keep working around like this is I'll be working sort of on the outside, and see, I'll be going in this direction, but my piece will start to come up and my hook will be like on the inside. So at this point, even though it's curling up towards you, you don't want it to do that. You want it to curl this way and then work like that. So this is the inside where your little tail is, and you're working along the outside. Okay, you always should be, if you're making like a 3D piece like this, you should, unless the pattern says otherwise, you should always be working along the outside. You should never be like struggling to work inside of it, right? But it will curl in opposite directions sometimes. So like, let's say I'm working and then I put this down, and then the next day or 2 days later, I come back to it and it's kind of curled in another direction. You may have a tendency to say, oh, okay, well, I got to work around the outside. So let me turn this around and start going the wrong way. And then you're going the wrong way, right? So you don't want to do that. So try to keep it. You can see this sort of the difference between the inside and the outside, and the stitches look slightly different. And this is your last stitch. So you know you shouldn't be going, you should be going this way, right? Because this is my last, so I should be going to the first around that way. If I'm going this way, then I would be working on the inside. So just try to keep that in mind. Once you get used to it, you won't really make that mistake, because it's just becomes kind of obvious. But I have made that mistake plenty of times when I was working in the round and I would put something down, and then when I would pick it back up, I would accidentally have turned it because I couldn't really realize that I was where I was in the round. So just try to keep that in mind, okay? So now at this point, you should continue to work around and around in single crochets, and then you make a little piece that looks like this. So this is the end of round 13. So I did the base, like what we just did with the increases. And then I did a few rounds just working even, 30 single crochets, and that made this little bottom of the body, okay? Now, let's say we did that. We worked through round 13. And now if you go to round 14, it tells me that I need to do what's called an invisible decrease. Here we are here. And what you want to do is start to sort of pull the piece in to make the little shaping for the neck. So that's what we're going to do now, and I'll show you how to do that. So this is my last stitch. I want to make sure that I mark that. This little piece I made. Okay, so now we're on to round 14. And single crochet in the next 3 single crochet, and then invisible decrease. So what does that look like? So I'm going to go single crochet in the next 3. Oh, this piece has nothing left on it, so I'm just going to add a new ball here. And this is how you add a new ball if you run out. This would be it. And this project, you won't run out, but like, let's say it breaks or you want to change color for whatever reason or something like that. So on the at the end of your single crochet, when you have the 2 loops on your hook, before you yarn over and complete those last 2 loops, well, let me just show you from the beginning because I don't want to confuse you. Okay, so this is the last stitch of the round. Let's say we're starting the first stitch of round 14. I'm going to insert my hook under the 2 loops, just like I do the single crochet. Yarn over, pull that loop through, and then when you get to this part where you have the 2 loops on your hook, and you would normally yarn over and pull through again, when you want to change yarns, you're going to drop that one, and then you're going to pull through with the new ball. So it, like, if it's a new color or if you just ran out of yarn or it broke or something. So then I'm just going to place that new ball onto the end of my hook and then pull that through to complete the stitch. And now I'm all set up to start with the new ball, okay? That's it. That's just how to change yarn. Super easy. So that's my last single crochet of the round 13. And I want to do 3 single crochets. So that was 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then the pattern tells me to do an invisible decrease. And to do that, you have to work into the front loops of the stitch. So here is the front loop. Here's the back loop. So we're going to kind of skip the back loop and work only into the front loops. And we want to make these 2 stitches into one to decrease. So this stitch and the next stitch, the one right beside it, we want to work 1 stitch into both of those so we can decrease our number of stitches. So insert into only the front loop of the first stitch. And then without yarning over, you're going to insert into only the front loop of the next stitch right beside it. So I have these 2 loops on the hook from the first stitch and the second stitch. And then I'm just going to yarn over, pull through both of those. And then when you have 2 loops on the hook, finish the single crochet by yarning over and pulling through those 2. And that is an invisible decrease. So I decreased both of those stitches into one. We'll do that a few more times. Okay, so now we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do another invisible decrease. So this stitch and this stitch. I'm going to insert into the front loop only of the first stitch and then into the front loop only of the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through both of those loops, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And an invisible decrease. First loop, next loop. So that's 2 different stitches, right? Pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. 1, 2, 3, and another invisible decrease. Remember, I'm going into the front loop of the first single crochet, and then the front loop of the next single crochet right beside it. Yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, those 2 front loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And 1, 2, 3, and then another invisible decrease. So front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on the hook. 1, 2, 3. And now again, I have 2 stitches left in the round, so I know I'm on the right track because all I have to do is decrease in this last 2 stitches. So I'm going to take my marker out, front loop only of the next stitch right beside it, yarn over, pull through those 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1 stitch. And the reason you do an invisible decrease with the amigurumi is you can't really see it. So if you look at the round here, they all just look like regular stitches. You can't really tell where any kind of shaping or decreasing was done. Okay. And that's as simple as that. So that's basically, you did single crochet, you did magic ring, we did increasing, which is just working 2 single crochets into 1 single crochet, and we did decreasing. And that's basically what you have to do for the whole pattern. But I'm going to show you, of course, how to do the ears. But once you know all those skills, you can kind of do almost any amigurumi pattern because that's basically what most of them are. increasing and decreasing with shaping, and then working single crochets, you know, in continuous rounds like this. So that was 15. So now at the end of round 15, you should have 18 single crochet. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. At the end of round 14, you should have 24. And then you're going to do round 15, which is another set of decreases like we just did. But instead of single crocheting 3, you're going to do single crochet 2 and then the invisible decrease and do that all the way around. And then at the end of there with the decreases, you should end up with 18 single crochets. And then for round 16 and 17, you're just going to make 18 single crochets around for those 2 rounds. Okay, so let's see what I did here. Okay, so what I did here was I did the 2 rounds of decreases, like I just showed you. And then I did 2 rounds of working even. So these 2 rounds should be 18 single crochets. And then I did a little bit of increasing again right here. So I added some stitches so that way the head would kind of round itself out a little bit. And that is right here on round 18. So I did 1 round of increases, which took you up back to 24 single crochets. And then it says begin stuffing the body. So even though I went up to 24 in this little sample piece, at the end of round 18 is when you should begin stuffing the body. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. Just gonna pull out my little stuffing and I kind of just break it apart a little bit. And you can even start at this point if you want to. You can start stuffing whenever you want. Just don't wait till obviously there's not enough room to stuff, right? But if you think it's easier to stuff right here, you just go right ahead. Keep that stuffing as you continue to work, right? So it probably would even be a little bit easier for you if you stuff the body. Yeah, I think that's why I put it after round 18, because I didn't want too much of the head to be worked before I started stuffing, just to make it easier to get all that stuffing in there. So break it up a little bit. And there's like an art to this. I mean, it can be really hard to get this stuffing in there and not make it be like lumpy. And then when you buy this polyester stuffing, it usually comes with like a wooden stick just to kind of shove it in there like that. So stuff it as needed. Don't stuff it too much. Don't stuff it too little. Kind of shape it around as you go. And let's just say it's perfect. It's not really perfect, but let's just say it is. But you want to do it as perfect as you can. This is about as good as I can get it. Some people are really good at this stuffing situation. Mine never really looks totally even, but if you kind of take that stick and just move it around, just get it to how you want it. And then I'm going to show you how to do the ears. So now once you get it all stuffed up, you want to do the ears. You know, you don't want to do those before it's stuffed because then you won't be able to get the stuffing in there. Okay, so we stuff the body, and then for rounds 19 and 24, it just says single crochet around. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So about 6 rounds, which is probably what I did around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 19 through 24. These are just even rounds, just like we did on the body. You just work around and around, making sure you've marked your last round or last stitch of the round, and making sure to move your marker up with each round so you don't lose your place. And that forms the head. Okay, so then looks like we do 1 more round of the invisible decreases to get you back down to 18. Now let me see what I did here. I'm going to count because I don't remember how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, so I've already done that last round of decreasing to get me to 18. So before you do the ears, you want to make sure you have 18 stitches. So that one last round of invisible decreases, just like I showed you down here, okay? And now we'll move on to the first ear. So it says single crochet in the next 8 single crochets. Okay, let's do that now. Here's my, oops. Okay. Here's my last single crochet that I've marked. So I want to work into the next 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now the pattern's telling me to skip the next 9 single crochets and single crochet in the last single crochet of the round. So I have the last single crochet marked here, and then it wants me to skip these 9 stitches. So let me make sure I have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I skip these 9 and I work a single crochet right into that last single crochet. Okay. So because it's all stuffed, you're going to have to just sort of maneuver your way over to that last single crochet here. Take the marker out. And I'm going to go under those 2 stitches, or 2 loops of the stitch. So right into the stitch, and then, wait, hold on, not the right position. Here we go. So into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2 loops. So that is a single crochet. Now here, it's a little hard, but we have to still mark that last stitch because I don't want to get mixed up where I was. Okay, so now that should be 9 single crochet in this little mini round that we have here, right? And now after that, it says from rounds 27 to 30, we're just going to single crochet in each single crochet round. So you're just going to leave this open right here because this is for the other ear. And then we're going to single crochet around and around to make that ear up. So we're only working these 9 single crochets, right? So 1. Okay, so this should be the last single crochet. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the 8th one. And then the next one, which was kind of that last one I made of the last round, is the 9th one. So this is the one that needs to be marked. 9. So I'm going to mark that one. And then I'm going to do that again. We're just working in continuous rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and last one is 9. So see how it can get a little hard to handle when you're working with these small circumferences here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you have to keep rotating your little bunny to work around and around like that. Now, don't lose track of how many rounds you've done either. So let me see, I think I just did 3. But what you should do is I just like sometimes if I'm trying to keep track, I'll be like, okay, I did 27, I did 28, and I did 29. And I'll just write down the rounds that I did. And then you can do round 30, which is the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oops, I worked over that marker. 9. Okay. So I did 30. Now I have to do some decreasing, so that way it kind of comes to a point like this. And you'll decrease just like we did before. I might not do all of them in the interest of time. Whoopsie, am I still here? Yeah. 2:47. Oh, okay, we're actually pretty good on time. Okay, so I can do these decreases. And then I'll show you how to put on the other ear, and then we'll do the face, and that's basically the whole thing, you guys. Okay, so we did this, right? We did rounds 27 through 30, where we just worked 9 single crochet around. And then for round 31, I want to do an invisible decrease, which will get me to 6 single crochets. So single crochet in the next single crochet, and then invisible decrease. Just do that around. So single crochet, yeah, okay, so single crochet, and then invisible decrease. 1. So insert into the front loop of the next stitch, and then the front loop of the stitch beside it, pull through both of those front loops, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. That's 1. And then single crochet in the next, and then invisible decrease in the next. So front loop, pull through those 2 front loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Single crochet. And now I have 2 stitches left, so I'm going to invisible decrease in those last 2. And make that 1 single crochet. And here you should have 6 single crochets according to the pattern. So let's count, make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that last one is 6. And now it says gently stuff the ear so it remains flexible. So I just want to put a little bit of stuffing in there, not too much because it'll be like really stiff. You want to maybe to be able to kind of move it around like this, kind of. So I'm just going to put a little bit of stuffing here. And then invisible decrease around. So I'm just going to invisible decrease in every stitch. So I should go from 6 to 3 because every 2 stitches will be made into 1, right? So front loop, yarn over, pull through those 2 front loops, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. Now I have this stitch and this stitch that I want to decrease. Front loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Now I have 2 stitches left here. Gets a little cumbersome when you're on just 3 stitches left. You have to just kind of maneuver around it. So front loop, pull through, and pull through those last 2. And now at this point it says I should have 3 single crochets left, which I do. And then it says fasten off and thread the tail through the stitches of the last round and pull through the opening. So now I've kind of closed up my ear. Even though I have those 3 single crochets in that round, it's really pretty closed, you know, because the yarn is so thick and fluffy. So let's just leave like a little tail here so I can weave that in. And then I have a yarn needle like this with a big enough eye that you can get that in there. Take that tail and wait a second, I'm going to pull through that last stitch. Pull through that last stitch to fasten it off, and then put your tail through your needle. And now to completely close it up, even though it's pretty closed at this point, we just want to get rid of this tail. I just put it through a couple stitches here, 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 and then just push that right in, hold on to it, and then wherever you want to let it back out, you're kind of going through the stuffing, just let it back out. Okay, see, I pulled it back out here, and that will just, that's just so the yarn kind of goes through all that stuffing and it's going to get buried in there and it's not going to go anywhere. And I'll cut, well, cut it. Well, yeah, you can cut it, or you can push it in. So let's say I cut it, and then I take my needle and just push it in there. And there you go, it's gone. And it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to come out because it's just this loop here. I left this loop hanging. Just going to put that in. There we go. Because once it gets tangled up in the stuffing, it's not going to come out anywhere. So that's my 1 ear, right? And now I have these 9 stitches to make the second ear with. So let me show you how to join the second ear with a standing single crochet. Let's take another piece of yarn here. Now to make your standing single crochet, which I use these a lot, these are very useful. You're just going to do your slip knot. So place your slip knot on the hook. And now I have a slip knot on my hook, it can move around. And I'm going to make a single crochet right into that first stitch that I want to make the single crochet into. So now what you want to do is insert under the first single crochet, right? Let me see what it says. In the first skip stitch from round 26 and in each remaining skip stitch. So with the slip knot on your hook, with the front facing, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, here you want to go to the left. So from here, and then just take your working yarn, insert under the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then once you have those 2 loops on the hook, you're going to yarn over and pull through those 2, just like a regular single crochet. So that's my first single crochet of the round. And then it says work into every skipped single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have to kind of move that other ear out of the way. Okay. So I should have 9 single crochets. Now I'm going to mark the last stitch again, of course. And now I just want to do a single crochet in each single crochet around for rounds 2 through 5, right? So here's the first single crochet I made right there. So that's the first stitch of the round. So I want to go into that first stitch with my single crochet. And then the next one. And the next one, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So see how we're basically doing the same exact thing that we did with this ear? We're just working around and around. And what happens is you're going to work around and around, and then when you get, to closer to here, you're going to do those decreases just like we did. But this will leave you with like a hole right here, right? So what you can do, let's say once you get the whole ear made, which is exactly like this ear, exactly like I showed you, you can take a new strand of yarn, or you can take the tail if you made it long enough and just close that up. So just put it on the yarn needle. Kind of just go through there and there. And it probably would be easier to do it with this yarn tail. If you make a long enough yarn tail, this one probably would work too. And then just kind of make a few, like a whip stitch. And then just close up that little hole. You can go to the, this fuzzy yarn, you can't really see anything that you've done because the texture kind of covers everything up. So it's pretty forgiving if you want to make some like some whip stitch around there to close up that hole. Okay. So now that little part's closed up. And then you would take that little tail that was from your standing single crochet, and then of course just weave that in too. So just weave that in through the center so you don't really see it anymore. So get through that loop so I can get rid of that. And come out wherever you want. And once you come out with that tail, you can just cut it off and shove it in there. Okay, and then you're going to continue this ear exactly like you did that one, and then we have nothing, no hole or anything like that there. Okay. Yeah, that's the whole body. So we went from all the way to the bottom up to the ears. Now, last but not least, we're going to just put in these really easy little eyes, and I'll do this on I'll do it on this guy. Okay. So let's say he's all finished, everything's all weaved in, all your little ends are shoved in there, buried inside the body. And then I'm going to take a somewhat long piece. I don't know how long this is. Of my scrap yarn. And I'm going to use this smaller needle just because I think it might be easier. And this is just my worsted weight acrylic yarn. Now, whatever side you want to be the front, it doesn't matter, but whatever side you like better, you're gonna, like, let's say we want this to be the front, we're gonna come in through the back. And a good idea too is to mark these before you get started. So if you have some like just sewing pins, whatever you have, you can mark it with whatever. This one's taped shut. You have those pins that have the little, these guys on them, just to mark them, until you get used to it. Okay, so let's say I want one eye to be here and one to be here, like that. So they're even, okay? So I've marked them. The pattern also tells you what rows to make your eyes on. So I'm gonna take my yarn that's on my needle and I'm gonna come in through the back to the front. So let's just go in right through the center and I'm gonna come in to where I want my first eye to be. Okay, right there is good. And then pull that piece through so that way the tail is still sticking out the back. Take this marker out. Okay, so now here what we do is we take the piece that's coming out of the front and then give it some slack here so you have something a little bit to work with but not too much. And then I'm just going to take that piece and wrap it around this needle 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to go back in, but if I go back in exactly the same spot, it'll just pull itself right through. So I'm going to kind of go over a strand so that way it has somewhere to like over, right? So it hooks onto something. And then just go back in there and then come out the same spot where I went in. And then if I pull that through, what should happen is it should make a little eye. And be gentle here because you don't want to pull your eye all the way through to the back. So pull the strand. Okay, so here's my tail, and here's the one that was on the needle, and there's a little round eye. So let's do that again. We'll do that 3 times. Now I want to kind of try to keep going in the same spot so I can just bury that when I'm finished. So I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to come up to where my second stitch, my next marked stitch is, right here. Pull that through. If you have too much on your yarn needle, just cut some off because these are really small little eyes. They don't take much yarn. I probably had too much on. So I'm going to cut a little bit off just so it's easier for me to deal with. Okay, now I'm going to do what I did before, get some slack, take this part that's coming from the eye and wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And then go over a strand so I don't lose it. And then come back out the back again. Okay, so now see what happened? It looks like it just pulled right back in. So I probably didn't go over a strand. It looked like I did, but I probably didn't, which is fine. I'm just gonna pull that back out and try again. And I was getting to where you're like, okay, this is getting all messed up back here and stuff like this. Just cut this and then we can totally start over again. You don't have to use the same strand throughout. It just kind of makes it easier, but if it's making it harder for you, just don't do it. Just grab a new strand. So let's say I've done 2 eyes, and then I'm just gonna put this strand in there. And it'll get buried up with into the stuffing. Okay, so let's just do one more eye. Like I said, if you can't manage to do all with one strand, don't stress. Just grab another strand and do it. Okay, so let's come in through the back. Try to go right next to where that last one didn't work for me. Little tail. Okay. Let's do the little wraparound. So 1, 2, 3. Slack. And then now here's a strand. So I'm going to go into there. So that way I catch it on that strand. And then back out the back. Gently so I don't lose my little eye there. So this guy, I think I folded over wrong. Oh, I see. It got caught in that other piece that was in there. Oh, got hooked on that other messed up piece that I did. So try not to mess that up like I just did. And try not to hook it onto your piece that you tried to bury in there, because it looks like I snagged it and it grabbed it up. 1, 2, and 3. I did this so great, you guys, when I was doing these guys. Hopefully that'll work. But I guess it doesn't always work out how you want it to. If you're having trouble with these, you can use safety eyes if you want, or you can practice, of course, on a different piece. Let's try to get this through here. Like practice on a little swatch a few times. This is called a French knot, but it's supposed to be a French knot, but I'm not doing it great because I keep getting my tail snagged in there. And I keep burying my little eye. So what you want it to look like is like this, where you catch it and it's not it doesn't keep getting buried in there. So I think I might be, not sure what I'm doing wrong. I did it right before. I think maybe I'm turning it the wrong way. But either way, it's supposed to catch itself like that and go like, and not pull through. So hopefully that first one will work out a little bit better for you. If this doesn't work, try looking up how to do a French knot, because I think I'm probably doing something wrong, even though I was able to do it here. It's really not that hard. I think I'm just doing something wrong, but I don't want to keep you guys all day to figure out how to do that. If you can do a French knot, do a French knot. if you can do it one day and can't do it another day, then maybe practice. Maybe look up a YouTube video and try to get some better practice than I have with that. If you like to use safety eyes, just use safety eyes. Just remember to put those in before, of course, you close everything up, because those have to be put in before. There are other ways to do embroidery eyes too. You don't have to do just a French knot. You can do like where people put like little eyebrows and eyelashes, but all of those are a little tricky too. So if you're really good at those, just do the eyes however you want. If you can handle the French knot, this is just supposed to be 3 French knots. So I do apologize that I didn't get those very well. Thank you, piece of glue down. Yeah, you could glue it down. Yes, those are French. Zoe said, are those French knots? They're supposed to be French knots, Zoe, but it's not my French knot day for whatever reason. So if you guys can do those, do those. Thank you for sticking with me. For anyone who's stuck with me, what size safety eyes? I usually just buy the one that has the like a pack, and they have all the different sizes. So just whatever size you want, it doesn't matter. You know, if you want it to look like the kind of like the Peeps, use the little tiny ones. These are adorable. Thank you guys. Sorry I screwed up the eyes a little bit, but hopefully you got the rest of it, and hopefully you can improvise a little bit or do a little bit better French knot than me. So I will see you next time. I usually do 1 class per month. If you missed anything or if I was going too fast, remember you can watch the replay on Monday, and I hope to see you again for another class. Thanks everybody. Bye guys.